As predicted, today's rare public hearing of the failed sham Biden impeachment inquiry did not go well for MAGA Republicans and James Comer in particular. And in the aftermath, liberal Fox News commentator Jessica Tarlov, as well as other right-wing Fox News hosts, shredded the entire affair. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bell before you go. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, friends, we have several clips to look at in this video, but I want to play two small clips from the very end, or actually one is from the beginning, and then the second is at the very end of the multi-hour failed sham Biden impeachment inquiry public hearing, in which the Grand Inquisitor of this witch hunt, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, once again humiliated himself. And this one here is when he tries to spar with Democratic ranking member Jamie Raskin, who is infinitely more intelligent, educated, and witty than Comer himself. It does not go well.
Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
And I'd like to remind the ranking member and Ms. Norton, the witness, Mr. Galanis, was partners with Hunter Biden. That's why he's here. We have their partners. You could have invited partners, but you invited this guy.
Yeah, Donald Trump's partner, Mr. Parnas, who was working with Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani's
Right,
partner.
okay, yeah. All right. Chair recognizes.
So, of course, he had no. Yeah. They're trying. So, the context for this is that one of the Republicans' two witnesses is actually, participating in the impeachment hearing via Zoom from prison. He is imprisoned because he was convicted for securities fraud, right? Seriously questioning and undermining his credibility. Comer tried to hit Republicans by saying, well, that guy was actually Hunter Biden's a business partner. So it's actually a reflection of Hunter Biden. You all brought this guy. And they're referring to Lev Parnas, who is a former Ukrainian national. He worked with Rudy Giuliani on behalf of Donald Trump when Trump was president to try to dig up dirt or manufacture dirt against Joe Biden. So when Comer said that, that's why Raskin responded, yeah, we brought Donald Trump's business partner. We brought Rudy Giuliani's business partner, right? So it was a great comeback. And of course, because Comer is Comer, he is ill prepared for it. Then this clip I'm about to show you comes at the very end of the hearing, okay? In which just the silence and awkwardness and the transition into closing statements says it all.
Investigated.
Well, we
Joe
impeached
Biden.
him. You were invited to impeach Joe Biden
Are
today.
you supporting, are you going to work with me to see that Joe Biden comes and answers these discrepancies? I mean, this is a big deal.
There's no discrepancies. There's not
No
been,
discrepancies.
No, there's no evidence at all that he's committed any high crime and misdemeanor. What is it?
In closing, I want to thank our panelists once again for.
There's no evidence he committed an impeachable offense. If he did, what is it? Awkward silence, transition right into closing statements because Comer can't answer the damn question. None of them can. It's such a tacit admission over the stupidity of this Republican Party, as was observed in the aftermath by Jessica Tarlov, the only sane voice on the Fox propaganda network who loves rubbing James Comer's incompetence into the face of MAGA Republicans and her MAGA sympathizing co-hosts.
Quick.
Yes.
This was another day where it was readily apparent that James Comer and the Republicans are not ready for prime time, let alone 10 a.m., which is when everyone stopped paying attention to this. Comer has been told, and Jim Jordan has been told in nearly every interview that they've done, hey, maybe you could tell us what's actually going on here. Where's the money transfer? Put up or shut up. And they don't have it. And that's why this continues.
And they don't shut up, too, unfortunately. I wish they would, Jessica. But yeah, I mean, it's so bad, folks. I know I played previous clips, but I've got even more. So there were some clips this morning from Newsmax and Fox News where Biden-hating, Trump-loving, right-wing co-hosts and hosts are just either to the faces of these MAGA Republicans or about these MAGA Republicans, just, infuriated with them over their grotesque and abject failure. And then as the hearing unfolded, more Fox News hosts, either about MAGA Republicans or to MAGA Republicans, said the same damn thing. Here's Carrie Urban who used to work apparently for Attorney General Bill Barr. Again, so I believe she's an attorney, and she is clearly Republican leaning and Trump supporting. Even she is like, guys, this ain't it.
Again, I think what the Republicans have been trying to establish is a direct link between, what were foreign nations seeing as a payoff for doing business with the vice president's son. And and obviously it's critical for that to have happened while Joe Biden was vice president, or if they offered him, say, some kind of direct payoff for a foreign policy decision once he left office. I don't think that we've gotten there yet. I think, John, though, why we're still here, because I do think that people are maybe becoming a little bit tired of all of this.
That was going to be my next question.
She's right. The American people are tired of this because this is the only thing Republicans have been focused on since they took the majority in January 2023. They have no interest in anything else. Of course, that's annoying because these people weren't elected, presumably, merely to politically attack Joe Biden. Presumably, they were elected to produce material benefit to their constituents and actually work bipartisanly with Democrats, given that Republicans only control one chamber of one branch. And yet this is all they've been preoccupied with. It's perfectly understandable that the American people are fed up with it. You also have other elements, other hosts on the Fox Propaganda Network, in this case addressing Byron Donalds, one of the most extreme MAGA Republicans, to his face about how they have not moved the needle on this.
Well, look, it's good to be with you. I will tell you that what's really moved is that we've been able to bring in all of the documentary evidence to support what Mr. Bobulinski has said. He also testified in hearing today which basically discredits everything that Jim Biden said under oath and what Hunter Biden said under oath. And at the end of the day, what was clearly proven by the testimony to this point is that Joe Biden did know about what was happening. He was involved with the business dealings, and that they really structured everything to give Joe Biden plausible deniability. They didn't want Joe Biden on a text message or an email, but he did meet with Tony Bobulinski. He did meet with Yelena Baturina, and they were extensive meetings, not just a hi and saying, how's the weather, the way Jim Biden and Hunter Biden like to portray.
All right, so be that as it may, Congressman, there seems to be little argument that the Biden brand is what Hunter Biden, potentially Jim Biden, was selling as well. But where is the evidence of wrongdoing on the president's part, and how long can you continue this investigation without that evidence?
Well, first, we're going to continue the investigation to get all of the information. There are still financial records that we have not been able to acquire, that we have subpoenaed,
There you have it. Folks, they're admitting after more than a year that they don't have direct evidence which implicates President Biden. And you can just see, it seems like every Fox personality outside of Jeanine Pirro and Jesse Waters is just ready to move on from this. Even Dana Perino, who is on the Five, alongside Jeanine Pirro, Jesse Waters, and Greg Gutfeld, right? And she does her best to throw as much slack towards Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans. Even she is ready, in her words, to either fish or cut bait. And Republicans won't do it yet because they would have to slink away in shame. But this rare public hearing of the Biden impeachment inquiry just goes to show why these things are so rare. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of stunned that James Comer and Jim Jordan once again decided to roll the dice on this, because all they are at the end of these hearings, they become fodder for memes. They become trolled, they're mocked, they're belittled and insulted and criticized openly in right-wing media, on Newsmax, on OAN, on Fox News. So I don't know exactly what it gets them. They must have some sort of like humiliation fetish or some sort of kink. We shouldn't kink shame here on this channel. But for whatever reason, James Comer in particular and Jim Jordan to a slightly lesser extent, they are just hell-bent on debasing themselves in front of the American people, including their own constituents. So I don't know how long this will go on. Again, it seems to me that they're going to keep dragging this out for as long as possible, but other reports indicate that they're trying to wrap this thing up and make recommendations for criminal referrals. How they're going to do that without identifying a crime, I don't know. But these are MAGA Republicans, so I wouldn't put it past them to do something completely counterintuitive. Let me know what you think in the comments.